Hey guys, Manny CA here, back with another paper patching video. This time we're going to be talking about black powder and muzzle loading paper patching. I know not a lot of people probably do it, but you know what? There's enough that I do it. So let's get started here. If you guys remember on the first video, I taught you all about bore diameter. Well, this time, here, let's get the good old school Glenn Beck type reference out here. Now remember, last time when we were doing for smokeless, you wanted to go 1/2 thousandths over the bore diameter, which is the purple size on your bore. See? This time, when we're doing black powder, you're going to want to go, and this is just as a general rule, you want to go between 4 to 6 thousandths smaller than your bore. And that's because as you shoot, you have fouling building up and accumulating in the bore, making it smaller and making it impossible to load. So 4 to 6 thousandths if you don't clean between shots. But if you clean between your shots using a rag, moose milk, whatever in your bore, then you can just go ahead and load as you would for smokeless. But if you don't clean between shots, I would advise you to, and this is what they've done for years, between 4 and 6 thousandths smaller you want to size your bullet before you start doing any type of patching. So again, this time we're going to be patching black powder for the 4570. Look at that. Beautiful bullet. Big heavy load. And this is going to be for the black powder section. And then for the muzzle loading, oh look, we've got good old Sharps. And even though the Sharps isn't a true muzzle loader per se, it's a breech loader, we're going to treat this like a muzzle loader because you got to put grease in the grooves here. And if we could paper patch, we could eliminate the need for grease, which is great because it's one less step we got to do. Of course, you got to do the paper patching. So again, we showed you guys how to cut your patches. If you have any questions about how to cut your patches, just review the video number 1. I'll put the link in there. You can take a look. So we've got our 4570 patches cut. We got our muzzle loaders here cut. Now, same thing with the black powder. You want to get your patch wet. You want it completely damp, but not soaking. Okay? Soaking, it'll start to tear. So, same thing here. We've got our lines for our bullet. And we're using the same technique we did last time. Push it in now. It doesn't have to completely cover the base, but you want a little bit of a fold over on it. And again, on this bullet, see how we fold it over just like that? It should stick. Use your finger and gently roll it up, pushing down as you roll, roll, roll. Big mama. Oh, big bullet. And you'll see as you roll, you can just add a little bit more moisture, and then just kind of twist it. Give it some. There you go. Now you see where paper patching really comes in on its own when you get the heavy, heavy, big 45 caliber bullets. Whereas before we did our 7mm bullets were just tiny. Remember these in the last video? Tiny, tiny, tiny. So there you go. Set these, like I said, again, upside down in a tray. Let them dry. That way they dry evenly. We'll do that one more time. Now originally, the paper patch lets you push these bullets as fast as jacketed. No kidding. And the whole goal of paper patching is when you shoot, you should see the patch fall off. Oh, well, we lost that one. You should see the patch fall off at the muzzle. You'll see bits of paper in front of your muzzle. You see that? You know you did it correctly, because you don't want this thing to hang on to the bullet as it leaves the muzzle, because you get really detrimental accuracy. So the whole thing is, as the bullet leaves the muzzle, paper just poof, opens up, gets left behind, and this guy continues on his destination. So we'll show you one more time how we're doing it. Now remember, you want to do, like anything in shooting, is accuracy. You want to do the same thing over and over again. Fold it over. There you go. And then there's no shame in putting extra water. If you don't want to use water, the old timers, I read they used to use a mixture of egg whites and water, just like the cigar rollers do today. They use a little bit of egg white, and you want that patch to be tight. See, nice and tight. Put it to dry. Now with your muzzle loader, the same thing here. Only with the muzzle loader, you want it should be 9 thousandths smaller than your bore diameter before you patch. And what you want is, we're assuming you're going to push it down the muzzle, so you want to size these 9 thousandths under your bore diameter for the rifle. And then when you patch, you want to patch it so it's a snug fit when you push it into your bore. It should be snug but not loose and not tight that you're hammering it. It should just slide right in, and then you got to put a little bit of pressure, but you'll get it down. That's what you want. That's the rule for muzzle loaders. So again, we're gonna wet our patch here. It's a big patch, huh? Yeah, a huge patch for this 54 cal bullet. All right, and this is just like the buffalo hunters used to do in the Old West. You know. Another thing I wanted to go through with you guys is, there we go, is you want to cut your paper with the grain and not against the grain. See, just roll it, and you'll see the lube grooves sticking out. See that? And as it shrinks, this paper will just whoosh, sink right with it, and you'll see just like here. See that? How you can see the lube grooves through the paper, because the paper shrinks, it takes that. And again, a little more water. Give it a little bit, nice little tap, and there you go. Your baby's all ready to go. Again, trial and error. If you need 2 wraps, you need different paper. Remember, we talked about our different diameter paper. We had our tracing paper, which was 2 thousandths of an inch. We had our regular computer paper, which was 4 thousandths. And we had our 2-part NCR, which were 3 thousandths. So you can tailor make your load depending on the paper you need. One more thing I wanted to go over is lubing. You can lube these guys. A lot of people lube them. A lot of guys, what they'll do is they load up their patches. They load up their bullets with 50 to 100 bullets that they load for a shooting session. And then what they do is they do a mixture of, I think it's 45% beeswax to 55% Vaseline. You melt that together in a double boiler. I use a aluminum pot, and what you do is you set your bullets up, and you just pour the lube over them. Pour the lube until they kind of come right up to the thing and to the top of your patch, and it'll soak up all that lube. And that'll give you your lube, the lube that you need for these guys. So same thing here. We're gonna push. Just roll over. And remember, when you're doing muzzle loader, 9 thousandths smaller than your bore diameter before patching. And then you want to patch to where it's a snug fit into your bore. So you can just push these babies down. So set these guys up to dry. Again, if you guys have any questions, this is for black powder and for muzzle loaders. So I'm probably missing some things. If I do, I'll post it. Like I said in the last video, I'll post them in the comments, or I'll put them through the video as a notation. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, send me a message, man. Because there's a lot to learn when it comes to paper patching. It's a little time consuming, but you know what? It is worth doing, because it's not only takes you back in time with how ancestors used to do it, but it's cheap, and if cost is a factor, you buy a ream of paper for $3-4, and you get a pad of paper 3-4, and you can load thousands upon thousands of bullets. And that's why a lot of times they would cast with pure lead. Remember, they didn't have wheel weights back then. Antimony and arsenic and all that good stuff that makes the lead hard today. Back then it was just pure lead. So, and a lot of times it was pure lead, a little bit of tin in it, and you got these soft bullets, but man, how they would expand. Unbelievable expansion on game. And now you know why, because you've got this paper patch that would protect these guys on the way out. So, again, this is Manny CA.